Welcome to this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe. Wike is in the news. You have taken control over Rivers and NDDC, but we will never permit you to take over High Prep. Who said this? Oscar. The Ogoni Youth Development Initiative, OYDI, has issued a strong warning against what it described as attempt to frustrate and politicize the hydrocarbon pollution remediation project, High Prep, a program organized to address decades of environmental destruction caused by oil exploration in Ogoniland. In a press conference aired on Symphony TV, OYDI's global president, Imeabe Saviour Oscar, declared that the Ogoni people will not tolerate any interference in a project that symbolizes their long fight for environmental justice. Oscar accused the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nndc Wike, of trying to exploit IPREP for political purposes. He stressed that the Ogoni community will resist any move to reduce the project to a political bargaining tool, noting that IPREP is vital for cleaning up polluted lands and waterways and for restoring livelihoods devastated by decades of oil spills. He urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to step in and stop Wike's alleged involvement, warning that since silence on the matter could damage the ruling party's credibility in Ogoniland as the 2027 elections approach. Oscar also cautioned that any Ogoni leaders who neglect their people's interests or align with external political agendas will be firmly rejected by the community. Restating OYDI stand, Oscar emphasized that control over IPREP board appointments must remain with the Ogoni people to ensure the project stays focused on its true mission, environmental restoration and community renewal, rather than serving partisan interests. In his statement, he said, "Let it be known to Nyesom Wike, yes, you have taken control of Rivers State politics. You may have influenced the NDDC and other federal agencies in the state, but we will not permit you to take over IPREP. IPREP project remains the people's project, and you should also be informed and be aware that the oil in Ogoni belongs to the dead. Ogoni oil should be referred to as blood oil." It's just a pity that somehow, the politics of Nigeria is in the hands of hijackers. Every politician want to hijack. I could remember one of the statements made by the incumbent president on his road to victory in 2023 election. That he told his followers that power is not served a la carte. You do what? You take it. And unfortunately, the interpretation by others, maybe his followers and those who are not his followers, is you hijack it. And if you are hijacking power, it's not worth it, because it means you are going through an illegal route. And that is what you have been seeing in Nigeria today. When someone is elected, he subtly gets the votes of the people, and at the end of the day, immediately it comes to power, you will now realize that, oh, this one is an hijacker. Or maybe we use the word a terrorist, because he will begin to terrorize the people. And I cannot even fathom how a leader who was given a mandate by the same set of people turned out to be a lion that will be devouring the same set of people. And I'm not blaming the people that right now eyes are being opened. We are now in a global village where everybody is seeing what is happening in other climes, what ought to have been done. Unlike before, that it seems as if they are covering people's eye here in Nigeria with some, bone face or some clothes. The Nigerians are now seeing. Here are the people of Ogoniland, and they decided to speak up. I could remember those Ogoni men that were killed by the military junta then, that's Sonny Abacha, and because they are fighting for their land, this issue of degradation of land, environmental degradation and the likes, and now that we're in a democratic dispensation, somebody will call themselves a political office holder, a gladiator, so to say, who is wielding influence, will now want to still politicize the situation in Ogoniland. I think the politicians need to put on their thinking cap at times. When they are to be pushed by their, excesses, they should be able to understand fire when they see one. People have used their blood even to fight for their land, and then you came. You have nothing but only the state power to begin to usurp that authority over the people. I think it's not good. I think the Odgoni Youth Development Initiative is applauded by coming out openly to tell whoever they may be right, they may be wrong, but of course they might have their reasons before they decide to come out. Because how can they categorically allege now that Nyesom Wike has been able to take over, Rivers State politics. Of course, we saw that in the election that was held, the local government election just concluded, and also the NDDC board. Of course, the influence, probably everyone on the board that are answerable to him, and this is supposed not to be. Yeah, is the Niger Delta Development Commission, which is going to be useful for the people. But it's a pity that our leaders use every means, every opportunity to siphon our commonwealth and then inflict more terror, more punishment, more suffering on the people. And to make the matter worse, they will even flaunt what they stole on our faces and tell the people to bear. There was a time the president was even had to tell them that allow the poor to breathe. It's a pity. So I'm not surprised that it seems as if the hydrocarbon pollution remediation program project is another way to siphon some money seen by politicians. And I think this time around the accusing finger is pointing at the current minister of the Federal Capital Territory, the person of Nyesom Wike, that he cannot influence that board. He cannot take over it again. He should allow the board to be filled with the people of Ogoni who understand their problems, who knows where the shoe pinches, and then allow them on their own to take over their land and continue to work on the cleaning, because it's going to be an environmental injustice for a Wike who is not from Ogoni to now set up a committee of people that are not from Ogoni. Thereby, they now would see it as an opportunity again to unleash the demons in them, the demons of stealing, and begin to take the commonwealth of the people away, or diverting whatever the federal government is trying to bring in, probably as a relief, and also to the material to be used even for the cleanup. We shouldn't do that. Let's put the right peg in the right hole. Let's put the square peg in the square hole. And these are the things that are much more important. We shouldn't allow a situation like this to degenerate to a point that in Nigeria today, no leader is being trusted. I think the people of Ogoniland have spoken. In some wicked shoe, put on his thinking cap and then allow these people to take care of themselves. Remember, they said completely that Ogoni oil, the oil in Ogoni, it belongs to the dead. In fact, Ogoni oil should be referred to as blood oil, because many of the lives of Kensaru are fought even for that land. And I think people should respect them. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.